Hey there YouTubes, this is Fiddler Crab coming at you with a Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn crafting video. This is one of my favorite crafting systems in all of MMOs, so I thought I would give you a quick tour of the kinds of things you do. First of all, let's take a look at how you become a crafter. So when you start the game, you start as a combat class, either Discipline of War or Discipline of Magic. When you get to 10th level and do your quest for your 10th level guild master, then you become able to talk to other guilds and get other classes opened up too. So the way you become an alchemist is to get the alchemist tool, main hand, and equip it. So for instance, let's say that I am a pugilist and I get to 10th level and I go to the alchemy guild and I say, hey, I want to be an alchemist, and they give me a tool, and that tool goes into my armory chest. When I equip that, then I turn into an alchemist and all my warrior gear goes away. So how do you avoid that? One of the things you can do is, let's say I am a pugilist and I go to the Alchemist Guild and I want to become an alchemist. The first thing I'll want to do is go to this page icon here above my main hand weapon that says Gear Set List. And what I'll do is I'll hit that, and then I'll hit plus to create a new gear set if I don't have one. And it will create a snapshot of this gear and name it after your class and the highest level of gear that is part of what you're doing. And then for instance, I've got a little symbol here that says one or more of my items are not the specified color. I was playing around with dyes and probably changed the color of my pants out of curiosity. So if I want to update that, let's say I get a new piece of gear or I change the color or something, I would then right click on that, reassign the gear, and make it current. Okay, enough about that. It's important though because you're constantly jumping back and forth between classes in this game, so getting the gear set is important. Once I have a gear set, I can then click on the icon and drag it over to a hotbar. So you can see that's what I've got going on over here. I have a bunch of hotbars that for the classes, and I can switch between them. So, Alchemist, here I am. Got some crafting gear on, got my Alchemist main hand and my Alchemist offhand. So now that I've equipped a weapon, a tool, and become an alchemist, what next? Next you want to go to your crafting log, and that can either be reached by down here in this set of tools, buttons. There's a personal log. Click on that and it comes up with a pop-up menu for hunting log, crafting log, gathering, fishing, achievements. You would take the crafting log. Or if you're like me and don't like pop-up menus like that, you can go to your actions and traits, main commands, and take this crafting icon and drag it over to a hotbar, which I have done here, and I click it there. So now I've got my crafting window up, my crafting log window up. When you first start out, you're only going to have access to the 1st through 5th level recipes. And the check marks means these are ones that I have already done once. This is a legacy character, so he actually leveled up before some of the system was in place. So let's just do a quick synthesis of distilled water. This just takes a water shard and a muddy water. If I go to my inventory, I have some muddy water somewhere in my inventory here. There we go. And if I go to the 5th tab, it shows me how much shards I have, and I have 1,396 water shards. But it auto-populates there, If it doesn't auto-populate, you can mouse over the quantity here and put it up. If you want to use high quality components to try and make to help make high quality distilled water, you would do that here. But let's just go ahead and synthesize something real quick. So when I hit synthesis now, the synthesis window comes up, and it takes 1 water shard and 1 pail of muddy water out of my bag. The durability is at 40 of 40. When that gets to 0 of 40, your synthesis is destroyed. So you need to get the progress up to 100% before you run out of durability. And the quality here, as it goes up, your chance of getting a high quality result goes up. And the condition here, whether it's poor, normal, good, or excellent, the condition that your material is at during any given stage might trigger the use of some abilities. For instance, I have one here, Tricks of the Trade, which when condition is good, I can click on that to gain control points, or crafting points. The craft points here are this purple mana bar here. It's basically my energy to use these crafting abilities down here. So let's just do a quick one here. When you start out, you're only going to have this level 1 basic synthesis. So I'll hit level 1, and this is a low level one for me, so I automatically had succeeded, and I made one. And you can see I gained 12 points, and I have plus 34% experience points based on various, based on like rest and whatnot, various other things. Let's try one again. This time, I'm going to use my 5th level basic touch, which improves quality. So I hit that once, and my quality has gone up to 70 of 312, or 6% chance of a high quality result. My condition has stayed normal. My durability has gone from 40 down to 30. And of course I have no progress. I'm going to do that again. So now I've gone up to 140 out of 312 and 20 out of 40 for that. I'm going to try that one more time and succeed. And now I've gone up to 23%. And now I've only got one more step, so I'm going to go ahead and hit my progress and hope I don't fail. And I succeeded. Now, one of the reasons I went ahead and did that was what I got before was 12 experience. What I got this time was 36 experience. So 3 times as much experience. That's important because it underlines the fact that it's worth it to try and get as high a quality as you can on each combine, because it saves you combines in the long run and saves you materials in the long run when you're leveling up. Alright, so now let's look at something a bit more complicated. Let's make some Enchanted Iron ink, which is a necessary component for making grimoires, which are the main hand tool of arcanists. So I'm going to synthesize one of that. Again, I'm at 40 out of 40. This time I need 27 progress and 751 quality, so it's a bit harder of a recipe. But I'm going to go ahead and start out with some quality, because I think I can one-shot this progress. I'll do some more quality. You can see it's harder, and I'm not getting as much percentage per completion, because it requires almost twice as much quality. Give it one more shot. Now you can see my pinkish purple bar here is down to 127, so I've used up quite a bit of my control points, and my durability is down to 10 out of 40. Now I'm going to use my 7th level ability, Master's Mend, which costs 92 control points but raises durability by 30. So now I'm up to 40 of 40, and my condition has changed to good, and that has triggered Tricks of the Trade, which is a level 15 Alchemist ability that when condition is good, I've got a free chance to click this and it will restore 20 of these control points here. So now I can go ahead and do that. Went from 35 up to 55. So now I've got some quality, I've got full durability, I've got a few control points. Let's go ahead and try and get some more quality. And some more quality. And one more time. And now my Tricks of the Trade is triggered again because condition went back up to good. I hit that. So now I have control points. Unfortunately, I'm out of durability, and I don't have the 92 huge amount of control points to try a Master's Mend again. So now I'm just going to have to go ahead and finish things off with a basic synthesis. And there you go. And again, you can see because I got the quality up, I had plus 300% experience points. So again, if I'd have done that as fast as I could have just one-clicked, hit basic synthesis and been done. But I would have only got a third of the experience points. So now let's move on to something a little more interesting. Let's make a hard leather grimoire, a level 16, where I'm a level 17. We'll synthesize that. So now I need 63 progress. I'm not going to one-shot this. So the first thing I probably want to do is hit progress and see how far I get. So I'm doing 26. So if I hit progress again, I'm at 52. And so now I know that if I hit my basic synthesis for progress one more time, I will finish it if I'm successful. And so that sort of gives me a base of how much room I have to play with my durability. So I'm at 50 out of 70. This is a bit harder of a recipe for me, so I'm going to use some of my other tricks here. Inner Quiet grants a bonus to control with every increase in quality. Control is the stat that improves the quality with every synthesis attempt. So in other words, as my control is currently 101, and if it's higher, I'll get more quality every time I try a quality step. So I'm going to go ahead and cast that. So now I've got that buff up here. If we look here, my control is still 101, but every time I try a quality step, it'll go up. Let's go ahead and try that real quick. Do my basic touch. So now my quality's gone up a little. My control has gone from 101 to 121. So now, if first thing I'm going to do is do my Tricks of the Trade to get some control points back while my condition is good. Okay, so I got 70 quality the first time I did my basic touch when my control was 101. Now my control is 121, so let's try that again and see if it gets better. So now I got 77 more quality, and my control has gone up even more. So that's the usefulness of Inner Quiet. It raises your control, so each time I pop off an Inner Quiet tick, I'll get another roughly maybe 10% out of future quality attempts. So now my durability is down to 30 out of 70, so I'm going to use my basic mend to get plus 30 and use up a bunch of crafting points. And my condition has randomly gone to good again, so I'm going to use Tricks of the Trade to get some of those points back. So now a status update. I only need one more progress, and I've got 6 steps I can do here. Time to bust out some quality. Another thing I can do here is Steady Hand, which improves action success rate by 20% for the next 5 steps. So let's go ahead and do that. So now what I've got is a little hand icon up here with a 5 under it. And the next 5 steps will have plus 20 success. So that will give me a much better chance of getting succeeding with my basic touch. So let's try and get some more quality. Condition went up to good, so I'm going to do Tricks of the Trade to get some more control points. Unfortunately, that uses up one of my charges, but that's okay. Gonna hit Basic Touch again for some more quality, and again for some more quality, and Tricks of the Trade because condition is good. My Steady Hand just went away, so I don't have that plus 20%. But if we look at where we are now, I've accumulated 423 points of quality, which is pretty darn good. And I still have about 3 actions left here. My control points is a bit on the low side. I'm going to try and bust out maybe 1 or 2 more hits of quality. Aha, I've triggered Tricks of the Trade, so that'll give me some more control points. So now I've reached the decision stage. I've got basically 2 more tries. I can try to finish off the progress. It's 90% success rate. So there's a 10% chance that I will fail if I use it as my last step. And I'm not going to do that on this recipe because I'm doing pretty good here. So I could try for one more shot actually, I got enough control points. I'm going to go ahead and do Steady Hand. So I've got plus 20. I'm going to do one more Basic Touch for quality. And then hopefully my Basic Synthesis will be a sure thing because I've got Steady Hand on me. And boom. So there you go, plus 334% experience points. Got a lot of experience. I've made a hard leather grimoire. Just another interesting thing here, there is a ability to make to upgrade it. So if I go to this recipe and click on that, I can select the hard leather grimoire that I just made, and I can upgrade it to an engraved one. I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. So now I've got 70 durability, I need 789, and a bunch of progress. This is a level 20 attempt, and I am only a level 17 alchemist. So this one's going to go a little different. The nice thing about showing you this is because it shows you that the difficulty of what you're after really changes your strategy. So now it's going to be really important to me to see how far I can get the progress before things get out of hand. So progress, I haven't actually used any control points, so I don't need to worry about Tricks of the Trade. Progress. I'm going to go ahead and cast some of my buffs so that I get the chance to recoup control points as I do this. I'm also, because this is obviously going to be a hard one for me, I'm going to use my Steady Hand a bit more than I usually do. But first, let's get my durability up. So plus 30 durability, I'm back up to 60 out of 70. Get some more progress. Okay, so now I'm 1 progress away from succeeding. So now I've got this amount, 89 control points and 40 durability to try and squeeze as much quality as I can out just to boost my chance of getting a high quality grimoire and also to boost my experience. So I'm going to go ahead and do Steady Hand to have a plus 20% success rate. Gonna try and get some quality and fail. Gonna try again and get a little bit. This is a hard recipe for me. Try one last time, get a little more, and now I'm down to 10 out of 70, and I don't have enough control points to raise the durability. Don't have really anything left to do. I've got a 90% chance of finishing it on this because I have steady hand. That gives me a plus. It says 10% there. It says 20% there. Regardless, I should succeed with this last progress attempt. And I do. And I leveled up. But you can see I only got plus 140% experience points. I earned less experience on that level 20 recipe because I couldn't get the quality up than I did on the level 16 one because I did get the quality up. So again, just showing you sort of why it counts to raise the quality for when you're leveling. Let's see. One last thing I could show you. There's a quick synthesis function which I don't use very often. It's basically for if I go to distilled water, some low-level thing that I can almost automatically make, and hit quick synthesis. It will tell me that I can make 10 of these if I want to. I think I can normally make like more, like 20, 30, 40 of them, but I only have 10 muddy waters left. So if I wanted to do that, let's say I want to make 4 of them, I can hit synthesize and it'll just bust them out for me. But you can see I'm only getting 5 experience each, whereas when I started this video I could get 36 experience if I went to the trouble of trying to raise the quality. So while this does quickly and automatically bust out a lot of low-level mats for you, it really hurts you in the experience. And you don't have any ability to control things. So I would use quick synthesis sparingly. And so that's basically it. You could see that Tricks of the Trade was very useful for me for regaining points. One of the things I like about their system where you can level everything is that if I want to be a carpenter, then I can equip my Tricks of the Trade from alchemy by going to carpenter, additional actions, and alchemy, and dragging my alchemy trick down here and then pulling it down to my hotbar. So that's a really handy way. Once you get up to 15th level and things like, especially alchemy, leatherworker, weaver has some really good 15th level ones that are useful, that you are allowed to pull over into other crafts, and that makes things much easier for you when you multi-class. Alright, well I think I've rambled on long enough. Basically that gives you a good overview of what it's like to craft in this game, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, leave them for me in the comments and I will try to get back to you with them. Thanks. Bye.